everyone. Hello, and welcome to Tuesdays with Tina. Today is Tuesday, November 19th of 2024, and I'm answering some of your asked questions like about the PSA injection, the VA injection, tips for your board exams for those of you who have to do board exams. I've had questions about the ADA resolutions and even some questions about my upcoming book. So I'm going to answer some of these questions. And if there's time, if you've got questions, please put it in the chat and I'll be happy to answer them. And by the way, I've got my little puppy Coco sitting right here by my feet. She's telling me to move my feet right now. Oh gosh. All right. So I'm just going to go down the list here that I've got as I was writing them down. And one of the questions that came in was, and like I said, the 80, I'll be talking a few of them. Some of them are injection questions. So just be aware. So one of them was like the ADA resolutions. What are my thoughts on them? And, if my thoughts really mattered, great. My thoughts are that people are trying to come up with suggestions and ideas and resolutions. Oh, there's Coco, for those of you on YouTube that can see her, that are really going to be a solution to a problem where we're trying to address our workforce issue. Come here, honey. We're trying to address our workforce issue. Now, things like changing the student to teacher ratio, CODA has gone back and forth between a 5 to 1 student teacher ratio to a 6 to 1 student teacher ratio and back to 5 to 1. So that, who knows really what they're going to do with that. My concerns are that the Commission on Dental Accreditation, CODA, is also part of the ADA. Like that's a branch of the ADA. So, that could be a big impact there. The other items allowing foreign trained students to come in. Oh my goodness. For those of you that can see on YouTube, you can see my dog in the background. She is trying to eat. Where'd she go? She was trying to get something off of my shelf. Those of you on Instagram couldn't quite see it. Come here, Coco. Come here. Anyhow, this is what I get for trying to do this with her in the room. So as far as that goes, that's going to take a lot to make that happen. That has to go through state boards and having a lot of state board approval. And I think that we're going to see license portability probably being a bigger push between states than having the other options happen. So I think that's how that's going to go through. So I think that topic's been discussed quite a bit. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay. The PSA injection. Somebody reached out to me asking me some questions about the PSA injection. Come here, Coco. Come here. Come join us up here. There we go. Hi, everyone. Say hi to Coco. She's still just a little baby. So somebody reached out to me asking questions about the PSA injection. And it's a great injection. Remember, this is the only one that will anesthetize the maxillary molars. And it's very technique sensitive, very, very technique sensitive. And what it is you have to look at all of your different angulations, right? 45, 45, 45. Some of my tips for you when you're doing this injection is having really great retraction. Really thinking so that you're going back all the way. Here, we'll just use Coco, all the way back into the patient's mouth. See, like you want to go all the way back and really retract the patient's cheek, right? I know, isn't she just the cutest thing in the world? But you want to go back and retract the patient's cheek. So you're all the way going back to feel into that coronoid notch. So you can push the patient's cheek out of your way. No, thank you. Thank you. Okay. The other thing is paying attention to the nasolabial group, right? As it comes from eyebrow down to the opposite shoulder. Look at this. Oh gosh. Thank you, Valea. So you want to pay attention to those angulations as well, because it will help and make a difference, especially, I'll just throw this in for your boards. So somebody asked if I had tips for boards. Now, I have a lot of tips for your anesthesia board exams for sure. And one of them is to take deep breaths and really be calm and confident. And, if you're concerned about contaminating your needle, because you can easily fail your boards if you contaminate your needle, my friends, think about Like if they see that needle touch anything other than the inside of that cap and the patient's tissue, if it touches your glove, a 2x2, the tray, like that's not going to fly. So you could also use a retraction device like a tongue blade, a mouth mirror for your retraction. That will really be a very helpful thing as well. um, the other thing is just in general for any of your board exams, when you're studying, give yourself breaks. Like, study for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then pause and take a little break. I'm getting my ears clean while I'm doing this. Take a little pause in between all of that as well. So there's some of those tips. I'm gonna have to keep this one really short because I did patient care all day, and so she's a little wily. And she wants to scratch and go outside. I think it's because she probably needs to go potty, and I better hurry up so she can go potty and not make a mess in my office because she's been known to do that. All right, the VA injection. The VA injection is a great option for the mandibular block. If you follow Teacher Tina RDH on YouTube, which I highly recommend, I do have a VA injection video that's there available for you to view that goes through that pretty well. Also, by the way, I also have some tips on there for when you have premature contact with your mandibular injections. What does that look like and how do you fix that? So I would go through and do that. But the nice thing about the VA injection is that it is basically you're using a long needle and just going straight back. You have the patient close gently. You're up high up into the maxillary vestibule, and you insert about 20 to 25 millimeters and deposit your solution. And oftentimes when people do a PSA injection, if their angulation is incorrect, then you will go ahead and they will end up giving the VA injection as well. So that's one other thing. All right. My book is coming out. I will have it available. The PDF version will be available. And the fun things that are in that is there will be links directly to a lot of my technique videos that can only be seen through the links in the book, which is which is really great because then you can read about these injections and then go watch the videos. And with all of that, my friends, Coco and I, we're going to say goodnight. She's had dinner, but I haven't yet. So Coco, say goodnight to everyone. Oh, I've learned my lesson. Try not to do a Tuesdays with Tina live with Coco. Unless you're watching this replay and you know different. If you want to see her again, we'll see how this goes. Good night, friends. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.